Hey guys, Joe Rhino here, and today I have a Halo haul, but I also have the pieces for the crawler Build-A-Figure, and I'm going to go over those pieces and build that today too. Alright, if you saw my last Halo video, I got the majority of the Halo figures from Mattel from Series 1. I was missing one figure to build the Build-A-Figure, so I got that, and then I'm going to go over a couple of the figures that I got. So, I found this one on, I believe I got this one off eBay. Yes, I got this one off of eBay. I wanted to complete the Build-A-Figure sniper, and I just could never find this figure in the store. So I will. So there's Linda. She actually comes with the sniper rifle. So I am going to put this aside and unbox her. And when I unboxed all these figures that I got last time, these things are a pain to take out of the package. I remember, I think in the last video, I already had some of them like pre-unboxed or whatever when I think I did a comparison. But some of the little, like where the plastic bubble goes around the figure, just crazy. And I don't know if you remember from the last video, but these figures, they come with half of the armor taken off of the body. And I guess it's a play feature, but I still don't get it because you don't have more than like 2 Spartans that have this, matching colors. So it's not like if you were to mix and match the armor, it's all going to be mix match. So, but I am going to pause the video, take her out, and put the armor on because it is a long process, and I have to you have to heat up the hand to take it off. I'm sure you could pop it off, but I don't want to break it. I don't, I spent more than retail on this, but I honestly don't remember what I paid for it, but I don't want to end up breaking it. So I actually stopped the video and I was going to put the pieces on, but I figured, you know what, this actually might be something good to do on camera. I have the hand sitting by a lamp that is going to warm up the hand so I could pop it off. So I think I'll do that, and there's only a handful of pieces. If it does take too long, I could then always just speed up the process. But while I wait for the hand to heat up, here's the sniper rifle. That's the one thing I really liked about the Halo, the McFarlane figures, was the really detailed weapons. I'm not saying that these Mattel ones aren't detailed, but they have like a, it's I don't know, the paint job is like more like a cartoony look to it, which I don't mind. It's not that bad, but still, I really like the realistic. Like here's a perfect example of the assault rifle. It just had this like a more realistic, which is funny because it is a video game. Alright, please don't fall. Alright, and then this is the crawler Build-A-Figure piece. This is the regular head. And like I said, I'm going to be going over that and putting that together. So let me pull this apart. See if, hope this is heated up enough. And I'll show you the, oh yeah. So it's basically just a ball, but the peg is, I feel it's too big of a peg, and if this was intended for kids to, pop apart their figures and stuff like that, kids are going to break the peg in the wrist. So you just slip the armor on and then you pop it back in. Like I said, there's so many figures out there nowadays that have removable arms, and the way they do the peg system, it's a lot different. It's made to be removed over and over. So I know they could do it. I just wish they would choose a different way of doing it. Another thing I noticed when I was going through my figures, some of them, this shoulder peg, it's barely even a peg hole. And that's like one of the one problems I have. I don't know if maybe they did that on purpose, because the joint, the shoulder rotation joint is right there, and when you rotate it a certain way, it'll make the armor pop off. So I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it's only on some of the figures. And the next is the thigh, and this is one of the harder joints to do because you have to line it up. There's a peg and a hole right here, and then you have to kind of like look down the figure and get it in place. And then like half the time you can't even see where the hole is. So I don't know. They haven't brought any figures out in a while, and I'm really hoping they're refining the system or looking into, you know, quality control or something like that, because I really want there to be Halo figures out there for people. And it's sad that Mattel got the license in I think 3 or 4 years that they've had the license. We've had basically 2.5 waves. So now I'm putting on the shin armor, and the way that it's in 2 pieces. And same thing, you have to kind of like look in there, find where the hole is, plug it in, and then the back of the shin armor is a separate piece. And then you do this one's a little easier, but then you kind of like have to tuck these little pieces in so the armor goes together properly. I actually like this. I think they should have done that with most of the armor. Like, thing that sucks about this armor, I'd have to look at the, you know, screen captures or whatever, but I'm pretty sure armor isn't split like that. It would have been nice if they could do that method on all of them. And can't forget the butt plate. Just goes on with a little peg. And lastly, the shoe, which I don't think any of the reviews that I've seen, I don't think anybody likes this shoe system. I think they might have improved it. I'll check when I look at the Series 2 figure. But I wish they would have just filled in the bottom, because you put the foot in and then it sticks out the bottom most of the time, like this. So they could easily just not put foot hole pegs in the foot, and then just, or they could have put a foot hole peg, and then when you put it on there, the peg pegged in there. I don't know. They could have done something differently, or they could have just left a little space in the back if they really wanted to keep the foot peg hole peg. I don't know what I was saying. So there you have it. It also comes with is it a Magnum? I haven't played Halo in a long time. I used to mainly play with my cousin's husband, and then he didn't really like Halo 5. So there's a couple other guys that I play with every once in a while, but they're always playing Halo Reach, or I think one of them still plays one of the older ones. But so I mean, it's nice to jump in a game every once in a while, but then when you play other games, I feel with first-person shooters, when you start playing one game and then you jump in and then you start playing another game, then you go back to the game you were playing, you get lost sometimes. So with weapons, you kind of have to, I guess I could use the lamp and warm up the hand a little, because each hand has a trigger figure, but the plastic they use, I don't know, maybe it's because it's still kind of cold down here in my basement. I don't know. But I'll put it in a better pose, you know, off camera, and then I'll set it up there with the rest, and I'll just pan over. So, but there's Linda. I finally got Linda, and I finally got the final piece, so I could build the crawler sniper, or the crawler. I also have the sniper pieces too. So I'll do that at the end of the video. But I did it, there was a big toy show. I don't know if you've ever been to in the Chicagoland area. They do 2 times a year. It's called the Kane County. It's in Kane County, but it's called like the Toy and Doll. I can't even remember the name, but it's one of the largest toy shows in the Midwest, if not the largest. There's like over 600 dealers, and I used to sell there like probably going on 10 years now, but now I just go there. I actually might go there again this fall because they do a spring show and a fall show. So I might have a table set up in the fall. And I was there mainly to hang out with friends, but you know, I wanted to get a couple things. And I got Series 2 Jerome, and he comes with one of the grunt pieces. I'm not going to unbox them now. I guess, you know what, I'm not going to put them together, but I'll unbox them because I'm curious about the foothold peg. See if they've changed that. And then when I get, like what I did with this one, when I get all of the Series 2 figures, then I'll go in and I'll put all those together to build the grunt. So yeah, I was right. I remember someone saying that they fixed the whole, like, which is kind of silly. So now, if they're gonna fix this, they should have just changed the whole armor system, because now he has, like, if you were to take all the armor off, all he has is his shoes on. But at least they fixed that part. And like I said, I'll go over this when I go over the Series 2 Build-A-Figure. And on my last figure I got from Amazon. It's also a Series 2 figure. And I got Veil. So now all I need is the Master Chief from Series 2. I have, was it Buck? I always get the ODST guys mixed up, but yeah, Spartan Buck. I just got Jerome. I had the Arbiter from, and then I got the loose Brute. So now I have Veil. So I just need the Master Chief, and then I could build the Grunt. And I don't know if they're going to do the same thing with the Grunt, if they're going to build, because I remember seeing somewhere that there's more figures coming out. And I'm not going to open her, but I'll do like this, like I did last time. I'll just open these, display them with them, and I'll go over it afterwards. But it makes me wonder if they're going to do the same thing they did with Series 1, and they're going to have a separate grunt piece to make like a different version of the grunt or whatever. So now that I have all the parts, I'm going to attempt to put these together. I don't know how these, like, I don't know if I could put these together and then take them apart. So here's the torso pieces. I'm hoping I can, because that would defeat the point of, this is the, I believe, the regular top. So I guess we're going to find out now. So it clicks into place and it could come out. I don't know if it really clicked in. So that's good. So I don't know if I'm going to go out and get, if I'm going to look for new or more of the other figures to build the other one, or if I'm just going to try to hunt down the individual pieces, because I don't really need two or, you know, of the same characters, especially if they're named characters. So I'm just going to attempt to figure this out. I'll try to do it on camera. It's a little hard to see which way it goes and everything. I don't want to put the wrong leg on. Okay. So the camera, it has two toes, and the longer one goes on the inside. So this one's a little easier. Man, these joints, I mean, I'm glad they're not loose joints, but one thing it's kind of like what do you call it? I might have to get some type of tool to pry this joint apart. I'll be right back. Alright, I had to get a little tool to, like this one's okay, but this joint was down, and it was just really hard to pull it apart. But once you get it, it's a lot easier. So there is the body, and now I guess the heads are almost identical. Oh, this is the one I'm worried about. If I could... Oh my goodness. There we go. We got the head on. Alright, moment of truth. Well, that sucks. Alright, well that sucks. I wanted to see if I could pull the head off to swap the sniper head on there, because that was one of my main concerns, was if it was going to be easy enough to pull the ball joint off, and I snapped the neck off. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do a quick fix. I don't know if I'll be able to capture it on camera, but I'm basically going to drill a hole in the torso and drill a screw in there and then connect it that way. So that's really the only thing I could do. Maybe I don't want to, you know, if I have to buy another torso piece to get the crawler sniper, I don't want to have to buy another one to replace this. So I'll have to see who it comes with, and who knows, maybe over the years or whatever I will. But for now, I'm just going to drill it in place, and then I'll come back and show you the finished piece. Welcome to a tutorial to how to fix your broken Mattel Halo figures. All joking aside, so I'm basically going to, I have this really small drill bit on my Dremel. I'm going to drill into the head, and then I am going to attach a small-ish screw with a round head, if I have one. So something like this. Yeah, I have random screws. I also have a box you could buy at Walmart that has different sizes, but I figured I could use one of these really small ones from one of the many other things that I've taken apart and destroyed. So I will do that off camera. I will pause it, and then I'll continue my tutorial. Alright, so if you could see, I added a screw. I don't know how well it'll show up because of the lighting, but there's a screw right there. I went with the black screw instead of a silver screw, and now it was a little harder than I thought. So basically I'm going to fill this part in, this hole, with hot glue, and then I'm going to jam it in there and then hold it, and then it'll move a little bit, but I think this joint will still work. I could super glue it, but I don't know if that's just going to make matters worse. I might hot glue it and then add some super glue just to give it added stability. So we'll see, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I put a little hot glue in there, and then I mashed it together, and it should hold. If it doesn't, over time, if I move it around and it causes it to, I actually put a lot of glue on the other side too. So I'm kind of hoping that does the job. I'll probably end up hunting down another piece because it's probably going to bother me all the time. But anyway, so I guess if you buy these, buy one for your sniper and one for your crawler, because, or your crawler, regular crawler, and then your sniper, because you don't want to break it like I did mine. So here's the other piece that fell off while I was trying to do all that. And this one doesn't, this has like a little piece, I don't know if little nub at the end, and I'm assuming it's supposed to slot in there because here's the other torso piece and it does the same thing. But I don't know if this, like, it'll click, because it's not clicking on mine. Again, I'm doing it backwards. No, it only goes one way. So push it on there, and then it feels like it should click because it's not that great of a connection, but it's kind of hard to push on it with all these little spikes on it. But I'll try wiggling it. There you go. I wiggled it and it went into place. So there's my crawler. My hand doesn't even do any. It's actually pretty big compared to. There's a Spartan. I mean, she could ride it, but like I said, I'll hunt down the other pieces probably, see if anybody sells them by themselves, and then I'll make a separate sniper. And then I know this neck is gonna bother me, and I'm gonna end up hunting down another. I guess I would have to get a whole nother front upper torso piece. So that's my haul. Like I said, when I get to Series 2, I have one more figure. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to open the other ones, and then I'll put the Grunt Build-A-Figure together. For now, I'm just going to put the parts in a little baggie that I have. And then at the end of this video, I'll just show a close-up of all my Spartans up on the shelf. Alrighty, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. If you made it this far in the video, I have a little surprise. Here's the box I've talked about a couple times I got out of storage. So here's a little sneak preview of my next Halo video. Ooh. And I don't even know who that is. Probably an ODST, because I think after I sold a lot of my figures. There's a handful of them. Stay tuned.